Hi, we're back to cover problem 10.6, which is on page 166 of your textbook. In this case, a statistics practitioner wants to test the following hypothesis. The null hypothesis has p equal to 0.70, where the h1 is p is less than 0.7. And so you can see I've got that set up here, and in this case a random sample of 100, which is this n equals 100 here, the p hat is equal to 0.67, with the 0.7 being the p. And in this case we also have our standardized standardized test statistic. I'm having a tough time tonight, sorry about that. So z is equal to p hat minus p divided by the square root of p times 1 minus p divided by n. So we're going to go ahead and calculate that right here. So we'll go equal to, and then in this case we'll do open paren p hat minus p close parentheses divided by the square root of p times 1 minus p divided by n. And enter there, and that gives us a z-score of minus 0.65. So then we go, the p-value is equal to p for z less than minus 0.65, and then we go over here and we'll say, okay, on table 3 on page 309, we're going to look at minus 0.6 and 0.05 on the column head. And if we look at that on page 309, at the 0,0 mark by 0.6 is 0.2743, but if we go over to 0.5, we come up with 0.2578. So we'll put that 0.2578 right there. And actually we could add an equal sign right there. So we see that that value is 0.2578, and now it asks us to repeat the same thing with a p hat of 0.6 and 0.69. So what I'm going to do, I hid those, so I'm going to go over here and just unhide the rows. And you can see here that I went through that calculation. So p hat is 0.68, the p-value is still 0.7, still the same n, and we go down here and we got that same calculation, except for, in this case, oops, when we went from 0.67 to 0.68, the p-value went from 0.25 to 0.33, and then scroll down a little bit. Or the z went from minus 0.65 to minus 0.44 to minus 0.22. So it keeps changing, and I believe, what was it, part DS, please? Oh, describe the effect of the z statistic and its p-value of increasing the sample proportions. So as we increase p hat from 0.67 to 0.68 to 0.69, what do we see happening to the z-score? So the z-statistic decreases from 0.65 to 0.44 to 0.22 as the p-value increases from 0.67 to 0.68 to 0.69. So again, kind of just gives you a little bit of a taste for how these z statistics and p-values kind of work together. What's the pattern there? What's the effect, I guess, is the right word. So that just gives you a little bit of taste for that. Now we're going to take a look at problem 10.8 when we come back.